Hello, welcome to Let's Get Down to Business with the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. We are here to give a voice to our local business owners, entrepreneurs, and community leaders to strengthen and support our local business community and to share the wisdom and experience of longtime business leaders and the fresh ideas and experiences of new entrepreneurs. So let's get down to business.
Hi, my name is Daphne Thompson, and I'm the president at the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. Today, with Let's Get Down to Business, we have Heloise from Aria Apparels. Welcome, Heloise. Thank you so much for joining us on the show.
Thank you for having me.
So let's get down to business. Tell me a little bit about how did your business come about?
So I used to work at Reitman's when it was still open in town. And I've always really liked working in the retail industry. And once they kind of closed and things kind of turned down, and I saw that there was really kind of a lack of businesses in town for women. So, that kind of inspired me and my husband to kind of start talking about what it would look like if we opened our own business. Very ambitious goals, but yeah.
And tell us about what does the business do?
So we are a female clothing store. Predominantly, we sell all sizes, so we're very size inclusive. Small to 3XL is what we go to. We also carry petite sizes, so if you're short and petite, we're your place as well. We also like to carry lots of trendy clothes. We know that when you're a larger size woman, it can be very difficult to find something that's kind of, different and not just like a sack on a person. Mm-hmm. So we try to get things in that's very specific to a plus size woman's body type, because we know that when you are larger, you're not just one standard large size. You could be busty, you could carry your weight in your hips, your thighs, we understand that. We totally get it. And we order product just for, every body type to make sure that we are as inclusive as we can be. And that's really important to us, because a few years ago, I had a really horrible experience with a young lady, and this might make me cry a little bit, but it upsets me because she had come into our store and we were her last place, like the last place she was able to look. She was a weird size. She couldn't find anything in town. She didn't want to shop online because she is a weird size. And she literally left in tears because she couldn't find anything. And it hurt me on such a deep level. And I thought, like, I never, ever want to see that happen again to anyone. No one in their life should be so frustrated and so demoralized that they can't find something to wear. Like, it's so basic. You should be able to find something. So
yeah,
that
but
really...
as a woman, that even fits our, like, it touches our security, it touches our self-esteem, it touches our self everything. So
exactly.
So I love what you said. It's size inclusive. I've never heard that word that way before. So that is awesome. I love that. So how did you guys go about to actually get that done?
So we originally, our plan was to kind of like do the standard thing, get a bank loan and do all of that stuff, get our business planning going. But the lady at the bank that we went to, she was like, hey, maybe you can check out Community Futures because they help a lot of entrepreneurs. And she says that might be a better route for you. And I was like, okay, well, I've never heard of Community Futures really. So I was like, okay, I'll check it out. And honestly, they were amazing. They helped me so much. They put me in touch with the right people, got everything, set up. I had some coaching to set up a really good business plan. And, we got the funding to get moving. And, I did a lot of other research. I had a lot of experience working in retail from Reitman's, and I worked at Marks as well. So I had a lot of experience being, the manager of a store and like running the day-to-day stuff. But there was other aspects that I was kind of lacking on, like marketing and creating a brand was not something I was kind of familiar with. So I knew that needed some expanding. So I'm glad that they were there to kind of give me that kind of support.
So when you say that you guys have an all size inclusive brand, do you specialize in dresses, in tops, in bottoms, in underwear, or is it specifically like everything for females?
The only thing we don't carry is shoes, but we carry everything else. So tops, bottoms, we have swimwear, we sell underwear, intimate sleepwear, we have it all.
And are you the one that goes shops for it?
Yes. So I order all of the stock for the store, and I usually plan about a month or 2 months ahead. A lot of big retailers will do usually a season at a time. So 3 months to 6 months they'll be ordering for. So we kind of have an advantage that we don't do that, because living in Prince Rupert, the lovely weather we have, it changes on a dime, and it could snow tomorrow for all we know. So we're lucky that we can kind of be more adaptive with the weather. If it's warm, we can say, okay, maybe we order some warm, some cooler shorts or something like that. And if it gets colder sooner, then we can order things to accommodate that. So we like being flexible and open to those kind of things. So that's kind of what makes us different than like a big box store.
Mm. And so when you and your husband now had this chat about let's see what this would look like for us. Tell me a little bit, how did that go about? Like, how did that conversation go? And what was that moment that you guys went, I'm doing this?
So my husband is a skeptic, so he's never 100% on board with anything. I'm the one with all the crazy ideas.
So what I'm hearing is he's actually the analytic. He's the one that does the numbers, and you're the creative. You're the one that goes, no, but it can be so amazing. You can do this. And I totally get it.
That's exactly how he is. He's like, are you sure? Like, you can do this? I'm like, yeah, totally. Like, let's do it. Let's go. And he's like, okay, but think about things. Like, what do we not know how to do? And so, he helps me a lot with that. Like, we kind of went back and forth, because yes, I'm the creative one, and I'm the one with all the crazy ideas, but he's the one that says, okay, wait, stop for a second, just think it through, look at all the steps, where's it going? So we worked together to kind of open up, and we worked together for just until this past March, or this past August, or a month before, sorry, July or August, and then he went and got a different job, just because of the COVID and the economic downturn. It was really hard for us to afford, both of us, to be here. So
So when you guys had this discussion, because this is kind of how all entrepreneurial discussions start out with, we have the creative, or the creator, the person that comes up with this idea and says, but well, I want to try this, I want to do this, this is what I think. And then we have the realist, or the analytical one, that goes, okay, but this is what it's going to cost. And do you know how to do this? Are you certain of this? Have you tested it? So tell me a little bit about that process. When you finally decided we are going to go an all size inclusive female attire brand, what happened next? How did you make all these decisions?
So we moved, once we knew that we kind of were going to go ahead with this, and we had more of our ducks in a row, if you will, we started really looking at where our product was going to come from, because it's obviously important. It's everything we are. So we looked at Canadian brands. That was kind of our first place to start, because we thought, how great would it be to carry Canadian brands? But what we discovered is, one, there aren't that many Canadian brands, unfortunately, as you would maybe think. And two, a lot of the time the things were quite expensive. We weren't looking to be a store. We don't want to be like a high-end boutique. We're not that kind of place. We want to be affordable, because me and my husband, we don't come from wealth or anything like that. So we know it's hard sometimes for lots of people. And clothing is sometimes an expense that just gets passed by. So we didn't want to be a store that kind of was so expensive. So we started looking at different companies that worked with a whole bunch of different brands, and that's kind of where we settled. So our store is not brand specific. We do not carry just one brand of clothing. We carry all sorts of brands, and most of our product comes from California, you know, the capital fashion place. So a lot of our things come from there, and we love it because we can be as crazy as we want to be with the decisions that we make and be very adventurous. And we can also be very accommodating to what people want. You know, if somebody wants something, I can always see if I can find it. Usually I can. So and I really love that about our store because I want to be, you know, that special place that people come to, not necessarily just they're passing through.
So it's almost like a personalized retail store.
Yeah, kind of.
That's awesome. So what is currently your best sellers?
We do really well in dresses. Dresses is definitely something that, you know, does really well for us. We also, our workwear section does really well as well, and our activewear does really well.
All right. And all of this is coming from California. And when you look at when you do the merchandising and you look at all the different products, what is the type of clothing that you would look for that you know what our Rupertite ladies want?
So we look for we take a lot of our inspiration from, you know, what we see people wearing in town, and what's kind of trending in the fashion world. You know, I look a lot at like runway shows to kind of draw inspiration, and then I try and find a balance between, you know, the crazy runway looks that we have, and then kind of the more like toned down. Someone can actually wear this look. So I kind of, you know, mesh the two together to kind of come up with a style that really works for our town. And, you know, as we expand, we would like to, you know, reach more people online with our online store as well. So yeah, we kind of work like that and try and figure those things out.
So you've got a actual in a storefront as well and online.
Yes, yeah, brick and mortar and online.
So where is your brick and mortar store?
It's inside the Rupert Square Mall, just across from number one fast food and next to the gym. So just at the bottom of the escalator.
All right. And do you find that being in the mall, you're getting a lot of foot traffic?
Um, you know, it's hard to say. We've just ever been in the mall, so I'm not really sure the traffic outside of the mall, but sometimes it's really good, sometimes it's not. We did think originally that the location at the bottom of the escalator was like a really good spot. But as time went on, we kind of realized that sometimes maybe you need to look at more of a location setting, because we realize that because we are in such a strange kind of spot that oftentimes people divert past our location. So people either just go to Walmart or they just go to Shoppers. Nobody comes down all the way to the hallway. So, and COVID affected a lot of other people's store hours. So the source isn't open as much. Number one isn't open as much. So it makes kind of our hallway a little bit deserted sometimes.
What is your opening hours that people can come by?
So we're open Monday to Saturday, 9:30 to 5:30. We're always flexible to stay open later if people are running a little bit late or need some extra time. We're totally fine with that. And then Sundays we're open 11 to 5, which is standard mall hours.
All right. And how can we get a hold of you online?
You can easily check out our website, ariaapparels.com, or find us on Facebook, Instagram, every social media platform. We're on it. Just Aria Apparels. We are the place.
And where would you like to see your business with the 2030 vision for Prince Rupert?
You know, I love the 2030 vision that the community came up with. It's beautiful to see the big dreams that they have and kind of revitalizing the downtown core. I think that's really important. I think that will really help, you know, kind of elevate how we as a community look and stand up to other places. You know, I always see the disappointment in tourist faces when we're like, this is the only mall, enjoy, and they're kind of upset about that. So, you know, I'm glad to see that there are some ambitious goals, and I would love to, you know, as our brand grows and expands, you know, I'd like to elevate our brand and kind of be more of a like a bigger, more known brand, right?
Hmm. And how did you find starting a business here in Prince Rupert? How did you find the business community?
The business community, some people reached out, some people, didn't. But I think in this town, it's all about who you know and kind of how you are able to work with those networks and kind of get things going. So, yeah.
I totally understand. What a lot of the guests do is collaborating with other entrepreneurs in the community. That way they get a lot more exposure. They're working together. It's sometimes a cost-effective way to do what they need to do. Is that something that you would consider?
I would consider it. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people in Cal Bay kind of do that. They're kind of like a whole group of people who kind of work together to like market each other's stores, and I really like that. I think that's really awesome that they do that. I think, doing something like that maybe in the mall or like with other stores would be really great to do.
Definitely. So when you started out doing this, what is your ideal kind of customer? We know it's ladies, we know it's all size and inclusive. Then what is that thing that draws the customer to you guys?
I think, being kind of different is a big thing because y- everything is sometimes so like cookie cutter, everybody carries the same stuff and everything kind of ends up looking the same. So we really try to be different and kind of stand out. We're really bold with what we choose to carry. So I think in that sense, that's kind of what attracts people in. If you're kind of a person who wants something different, something out of the ordinary, we are definitely the place for you because you'll find something you love. Everyone does.
That sounds really, really cool. So let's talk about the marketing that you said community features helped you guys with. What are you finding is the best way to market here in Prince Rupert, except for word of mouth?
Honestly, Facebook is the best way to market in town. I think that if you can get onto different Facebook pages and kind of network through the different groups that are in town, then you're really set for marketing because word of mouth obviously is big, but if you can get onto those groups, then your business can really stand a good chance of having really good exposure, which is why I really wanted to come on this today because this is, another good point of exposure and, being part of the chamber and stuff like that.
Oh, definitely. And it's a great way for networks, a great way to see and to get a voice out for other entrepreneurs to learn about you and to learn about the business that you do.
Definitely.
So tell us a little bit more. What is the most or the thing that you love most about your business and about being an entrepreneur?
So part of the reason that me and my husband kind of decided to open our own business was that we wanted our own time. We wanted to be able to kind of, set our own hours and kind of live our own life. So working for a corporation, that doesn't always happen. A lot of hours go in there and sometimes it doesn't feel as fulfilled. So we love that we kind of have that ability because we have a beautiful daughter, love her to pieces. She's 6 years old and I don't want to miss anything with her ever. So for me to be able to have my own business, that's really instrumental in being there for her as much as I possibly can.
Well, when you are an entrepreneur and you choose that route, you kind of jack of all trades. You have to be the marketing, you have to be the accountant, you have to be the HR, you have to still be a mom and a wife and a sister and whatever else it is that comes along with that. But it also comes with great reward. This responsibility that you took on does come with great reward, but it is a massive risk that you had to take in order to do that. These risks that you guys took, of course, was calculated risks, but how have they manifested into a reward for you?
So a lot of things kind of changed with COVID and stuff like that. So um, we opened 11 months before that all went down. that hot mess. Um, so we kind of had to adapt because, when we worked with Community Futures, our emergency plan was for 12 months after we opened, which we didn't get to. Um, so we kind of had to adapt and really, take on more than we had originally planned. And I think for new entrepreneurs, that's always something that I feel is really important that you should look at, because I think in a world like today where everything's always changing, you need to kind of think about what could happen, absolute worst case scenario, and kind of go from there. But a lot of the rewards also came from that, in that we learned a lot about things that we didn't even think we needed to know. We really got an opportunity to see how far we can take things, like, and we had to work with very little, so we had to take very little and make it be a lot. So, you know and that in and itself, although stressful, exhausting, and frustrating, was extremely rewarding and eye-opening, because it made me understand our business that much better, and we learned where things was lacking, and where we could really step up for the community as a whole, and for ourselves. So I think sometimes the challenge might seem really daunting and off-putting, but it can be so rewarding at the end of the day when you grow and learn so much and see that after everything you've been through, you're still standing strong.
It's almost like it becomes another child, right?
Exactly. And the story is just, I love it so much. Everything here, the people, the community, I wouldn't be anywhere else.
So tell us like one story where you've been able to make a really big impact in a customer's life. Because that is ultimately one of the other rewards that all entrepreneurs strive for, is making an impact in someone else's life, putting that smile on their face.
Yeah, that's true. And I have some customers who come here all the time who are regular shoppers. And I have this one lady who comes in here all the time, and she has just this little bundle of kids, and they're all super duper cute. So when she shops, I usually just like hold some of them or play with them or something like that, so she can shop. And I love doing it because I know she probably needs the time, right? She needs like 5 minutes to just maybe grab something to make her day a little bit better. So, and I really love that because I like to be there for the customer. Even though I'm the one who owns the place, I still like to get in there and help them as much as I can, because that for me is really rewarding in itself.
But that's also a way that you really get to know the community. And after a while, when the customers come in, you're like, you can almost say, hey, you should move in that direction. I've got new stuff that I know you would love. And give me that kitty pie to hold and play while you go shop. Is that
Exactly.
it's that personal touch that, like you said, not a lot of big corporate retailers have.
Yeah, exactly. And I try my hardest to remember what every person bought, even though that's sometimes impossible, but I do, because then I can be even more helpful. If somebody came in and they were looking for something, I can be like, oh yeah, you were looking for that last time. We totally have something in. This is it. Look at it. It's awesome.
That is brilliant. So just tell me one more time, where can we find hold of you guys?
So we are in the Rupert Square Mall, at the bottom of the escalator, and you can come on down anytime. We're always open, or you can shop online. We do in-store pickup. If you want to order online and just pick it up in the store, totally can do that. Or you can have it delivered anywhere in Canada, anywhere in the US. We are open. Yeah.
And what is one thing that you would really like to leave other entrepreneurs with, to inspire them with their brands and their businesses that they're starting out?
I think a really important thing to know is that as an entrepreneur, you're going to face a lot of challenges, but you can always find somebody who will help you. Always, no matter where you are, what you're doing, there is help out there. You just got to look for it. And also, don't let people bully you into buying things you don't need. Your business can survive on very little. Trust me, I know from experience. There are lots of things out there that are free. Take advantage of all of them. And there's a lot of things that can save you a lot of time. So, explore different things, go down every avenue, find what works for you personally, because at the end of the day, that's what's going to drive your business, and that's what's going to make you be super successful, is finding that what works for you personally, and really working with other people and connecting with people. That's also really important.
That is valuable pieces of advice. I hope everyone listened, meaning support is really, really important. Make sure that you audit all the systems that you use. You don't have to pay for everything. And that the community is the part where you start your business up. That's where you build the trust. That's where you build recognition. That's where you build rapport with everyone. So thank you so much. This is Aria Apparels, and my name is Daphne Thompson from the Chambers. Thank you so much for watching today and being part of Let's Get Down to Business.
Thank you.
Thank you for listening to the Let's Get Down to Business with the Prince Rupert and District Chamber of Commerce. If you would like to be featured as a guest on a future episode, please email us at rupertchamber@gmail.com or direct message us on Facebook or Instagram